Who are you? I want you to consider this question. Who are you? What forms your identity? And this is a question I've been fascinated with ever since I took sociology classes at college. And I still don't know how to answer this question. But what I can say is that consider who you are at your essence. And that might mean to unlearn, unearth, disentomb, ungrave, excavate the person that you buried underneath fear, approval, expectations, validation. It probably will take some unlearning of cultural and social conditioning from external factors, from the external world. But on a surface level, people would argue that your identity is made up from factors such as your hair, your clothes, your body, your behavior, your habits, your parents. Think about all these factors. How do they define your identity currently? And then it might be wise to consider, who are you without any of these things? If somebody cut off your legs or some limbs or arms, right? If some of your body parts were missing, would you still be who you define yourself as? Would you still define yourself as your name, as your profession, as a collection of your memories? And would you still define yourself on that level? Or would your identity shift? That's a question worth considering. Who are we if we detach ourselves from our body? Who are we in our soul? That might be an even better question to ponder and deliberate, contemplate. If I ask, what are you? It's very easy to name your job profession. You would say, I'm a teacher, I'm a therapist, I'm a baker, I'm a pilot, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. But is our identity a combination of a person's memory, or is that a limitation? How do we expand who we are? How do we expand our identity? It's interesting. The moment we decide to enhance and make changes physically, emotionally, materialistically, we change job, we get a new car, we buy new clothes. The minute we try new experiences that we'd never tried before in our life, we can shift our identity. We can shift our identity in that moment because we develop new beliefs, new references, new hobbies, new friendships, and we shift, we expand, we enhance our identity even further, even deeper. Sometimes we change our geographic location, we change our economic status, and we just take on new identities at any moment in time. And then it begs the question, what are you committed to looking like, acting like, believing, doing, being, having? Because whatever you're committed to, that is the strongest force. The strongest force in humanity is staying consistent with this perception of our identity and with this perception of who we think we are. And who we think we are made up of all the factors that I've mentioned, right? Sometimes it's external factors. A lot of the time it's external conditioning, which we're not aware of. Media, family, parents. Sometimes it's the conditioning we do to ourselves, but we refuse to expand who we are. We stay consistent with how we dress, what we think our economic status is, our geographic location, our nationality, our religion, our look. Although these things do play a significant role in who we are, can be limiting because this is our perception of our identity that we've culminated with experiences, and a lot of the time our identity is based on things that are not conscious. And this is where it gets a bit tricky. This is why the idea and the conversation of identity is very tricky. I want to invite you to perhaps detach yourself from the ego? Why not allow our identity to be influenced and shaped by a sense of oneness? Why not allow our identity to be shaped by the universe and by a spirit that runs deeper? Why not take on an identity of love, of courage, of universal energy? Why not take on this identity that we're all abundant, we're all one, we're all plenty, we are all universal light? When you take on this identity goes beyond all race, creed, color, religion, physical appearance, your capabilities, your gender, your sexual orientation, your geography, your career, your education. It goes beyond all of these identity factors. It allows you to look deeper within, to get in touch with this identity of oneness, of unity, of love, a sense of timeless grace, and this unceasing harmony that resides deep within us all. This is our essence. Our essence, how about having our essence equated with our identity? And I want to end with this beautiful quote by Albert Einstein, because it's very pertinent to what I've been discussing here about how about we question our own labels, right? Who are you and who are you really? That's the message I want to deliver here. And I think this quote is this thought-provoking statement made by Albert Einstein is so beautiful. He said, a human being is part of the whole. A human being is part of the whole, called by us the universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts, his feelings as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison. It restricts us to our personal desires. Our task must be to free ourselves from the shackles of this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. And why I love this quote so much is it goes back to that point that everything is interconnected and everything is one, and it frees you from the handcuffs of we are just the egoic self, which is not true. What factors do you believe that shape our identity, and how do we expand our identity? What are some things that you've done in your past where you expanded your identity and you took on a whole new identity, and now you're consistent with this new person, with this new identity? Please share them with me. Thank you so much. Sending lots of love, and until the next one, take care.